Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another DragonflyEye.net Flight of the Dragonfly podcast. I'm your host, Tom Belknap. Today we'll be talking about boycotts and why I think they suck. Let's enjoy.
Rocket tranquility, we come.
Boycotts don't work, people. Boycotts do not work. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, well, of course they work. I understand that you think that, but you're wrong. Let me explain to you why I think you do think that. I think there's something about the way that humans think that just makes it seem noble to abstain from things, to abstain, to fast, to just deny yourself things that you want. It's noble to do that, irrespective of why you're abstaining from those things or what you're abstaining from. I mean, you know, every religious culture has some form of fasting associated with it somewhere along the line. Christians don't eat meat on Fridays, or they give things up for Lent. You've got Yom Kippur, you've got Ramadan, you've got all these different religions around the world that use fasting as a way to get closer to the spirit that they pray to. And then you've got, you know, fad diets. Everybody's got a fad diet. Fad diets are nothing new. They've existed for hundreds of years, and it's always the same thing. I'm not going to eat meat, or I'm going to eat nothing but meat, or I'm going to eat nothing but pistachios, or whatever the hell it is. I'm only going to eat certain things, and I'm going to deny myself these other things, and that's going to make me thin. Or you could be doing juice cleanses. I don't know what the fuck you're doing if you're doing a juice cleanse, but I'm sure you must think that you're being healthy. And in all of these cases, including the boycott, which is the political equivalent to a fast, in all of these cases, it doesn't work. You're not closer to God. You're just fucking hungry. You're not going to lose weight. You might lose weight for a while, but the minute you go off the diet, you're just going to go right the fuck back where you were before. And juice cleanses. The only reason I can think of that a juice cleanse would be helpful is if you've ever wondered what it's like to have an espresso maker for an asshole. Beyond that, I don't know why you'd bother. But when it comes to the political boycott, we're just not going to go to Walmart anymore because we don't like their anti-union positions. And we're not going to go see, you know, Hamilton because they booed the vice president. Or we're not going to drink fucking Yingling Lager because John Yingling supported Trump. We do these things. We feel like they're noble. We feel like they're going to do things. It makes us feel better. But boycotts don't work. This is the truth. The business of business is always finding more business. Doesn't matter how many loyal customers you have, if you're not spending every waking moment not working on your business, out there marketing your business, networking and advertising, if you're not spending every amount of effort possible to advertise to the next new customer, you're dead in the water. So that means that as much as we all love a loyal client, and we do, that loyal client's not going to pay your bills. I'm a web developer. How many websites do you think a company actually needs? Even if they're loyal, they're not going to be there for my business next week so I can pay for my kids' food. I have to be looking for the next person. So I love loyal customers. Every company does. But if you lose loyal customers, it's not that big a deal as long as you're picking up new customers. The other problem is this. If you're going to boycott something for political reasons, then there's some asshole on the opposite side of the fence that's going to buy a fucking case of whatever it is you don't want to buy. They're supporting what you hate, and that's the way it always works. So at best, if you really, really have a super involved base, the best you can hope for is 50% of the population at any one time boycotting something. That leaves the other 50% of the population, which is a lot of fucking people, completely available for them. Boycotts don't work. And the real problem with boycotts is this. When we do a fast for a religious service, there's an end date. Ramadan lasts 30 days. They only eat while it's dark out. But at the end of the day, they fucking eat. If you are doing a diet, that's the problem with diets. You do a diet for a while and then you end. When you do a political boycott, this shit never fucking ends. It never ends. So you stop going to places. Well, if you stop going to Walmart, then nothing you own, nothing you wear, is from a manufacturer that sells at Walmart. And if you won't drink Yingling Lager, then your politics can be readily identified by your choice of fermented vegetation and water. Just fucking beer. They never end, and what it winds up doing is just putting a wall between you and your supposed opposition. And it still won't fucking work. So drink the goddamn beer, go to Walmart, do whatever you gotta do, fuck the boycotts. Boycotts do not work. You've been listening to another DragonflyEye.net Flight of the Dragonfly podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Tom Belknap. Check us out at DragonflyEye.net, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the goddamn place. Until next time, see you later.